Okay, so this is a topic that I kind of brushed off in the past, and that was because we didn't have all the information we have right now. So, with the new information, I think now is the perfect time to talk about it. Of course, we know, guaranteed, confirmed, that Gin and Aizen are going to be next. And it does very well seem Gin will be next once Toshiro leaves, and once Gin leaves, we'll be getting Aizen. Now, there's a lot of other characters, obviously, that we do want to get. And something that we kind of had for promotional material was regarding, actually, 5 other units, mainly captains, that are in the promotional material. So that's honestly really sick, and as you can see on screen right now, that's going to include some really hype units. So first of all, there's a graphic with Yamamoto and Unohana. Then we've got one with Mayuri and Nemu. And of course, we got an Aizen and Gin one, which is the main reason this discussion even popped up. And of course, one with the GOATs themselves. Oh my god. Dude, I might A6 Shunsui. I might actually do that. We've got Shunsui and Jushiro. Now, why did this discussion even pop up? Well, mainly it's revolving this graphic with Aizen and Gin, because this is the same graphic and the same arts they used in the trailer for Aizen and Gin. That was the first thing we saw. But it's not the same versions. Of course, we got Wako Mundo Aizen, not Captain Aizen, and, you know, Gin, kind of the same, but we did get End of a Rancor arc for Gin, and probably this is more of a Soul Society Gin, right? But that doesn't really matter. It's more so the graphic itself shows us that these units are very likely to actually come, which is so sick. So this was on November 29th that Kaku found this, and overall, I think this is Thai. I'm not too sure. I think it is one of the SCA languages. I could be wrong, but it is promotional material for that country, and it shows a bunch of hype units. So in this video, we're going to discuss a bit about them and also tie it in to the leaks. So if you don't want to see the leaks, well, I'm going to be talking about them, so you can feel free to click off. But of course, we have these leaks, and you know, maybe it adds credit that Mayuri is here, because we do know of course, Mayuri being in the files. So that's another thing to keep in mind, right? So I do think that let's talk about the first point that I think we could definitely take from this, and that is that it does seem, just because Aizen and Gin are together, that it's highly likely that Unohana and Yamamoto release back-to-back, and we also have Shunsui and Jushiro releasing back-to-back, maybe, you know, like in a month together, right? I think that is extremely possible for them. There is also another graphic for Shunsui and Jushiro, and this is Korean this time. So there are, you know, they've been promoting it with these arts. Now there's also another promotional art material for the Korean language that shows Aizen with, once again, this captain art alongside also Kenpachi. So I would definitely say, obviously, I mean, I feel like it was pretty obvious that a lot of these units would probably end up coming out within the first 6 months to a year. But I think now it's pretty much confirmed. I gotta say also, like, the Jushiro art and the Shunsui art look really good. I like that, like, pink lighting we've got going on them. Like, the highlights actually look really good. So for me personally, these are my hypest units. Let me know down below which ones you're really excited for. Now, I think we could go more into this point, but I do think it is very possible that these units really do release quite soon. So for example, some dates to kind of throw out that I've been honestly thinking and have discussed a lot of times in Discord and also in some videos, was that for 100 Day we could get a Shunsui and Jushiro collab, or well, like dual unit, right? Not dual unit, but like dual release or something along the likes. And that would actually be early March or end of February. So essentially, in that time frame is when we would be getting that 100 Day celebration. And I think it does line up quite well. As of right now, of course, we know Toshiro's happening. Then on the 19th, we got Gin. And then on January 2nd, we got Aizen. So from January to when March would be, we would have 4 more banners. And with just a little bit more help for Strike, which I think also can very easily be either Soifone or Mayuri, or both, right? Then we could start getting some of these other units, right? I'd say from this list, not counting Aizen and Gin because they're already, right, like in the game coming, right? Mayuri is definitely the least hype. But then like mainly Yamamoto and Unohana and then also Jushiro, Shunsui are definitely more of some bigger releases, I would definitely say. And to me personally, I think we could definitely get, right, maybe for the month of March, Jushiro and Shunsui. I think that is honestly extremely likely. Now, for their colors, honestly, I don't really know. Honestly, I don't know. I feel like Slash could make sense. I don't think Spirit would happen. Like, to me personally, it's just kind of hard to say, right? I think the problem with this game that we could all agree on is only 4 typings is an issue in a 3-party, like, type of game. Wuthering Waves is a bit different, right? In the way that, yes, it's a 3-party system. For combat, you can only run 3 units, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 typings and not 4. The amount of extra freedom and liberty you have in terms of what colors and the meta choice is way better when there's more typings, because or else one of 2 things will happen. You have to make a lot of different teams good at once, or power creep is going to get very strong very quick, right? Now, one way to kind of maintain a non-power creep type of system is very simple, and it's revolving around how exactly the battlefield skills work. So we got 2 types. We got the alt type, and then also for someone like Kaname, Byakuya, and the S-Stars, it's mono. So what is important to keep in mind is maybe in the future we have rainbow, to where you need one of each color. So this way the team like kind of the building is going to end up changing, and also it's going to require different types of team comps. Now, I am pretty confident in, honestly, like their kit creation, kit design, and team design. However, it still does bring up the point, like, as good as they are so far with these kit designs, I mean, they made Momo amazing for Spirit. Like, it gets to a point when you only have 4 typings. But that's just kind of a main issue with this. But, you know, definitely in the back of your mind, always keep it in mind that there will be a potential, like, I would say by like March, April, May, for us to get the GOATs, Jushiro, Shunsui, Yamamoto, and also Unohana. Now, if I were to give my full predictions on what they would be, I think Unohana would be a blue support. Like, Momo is so good, it's kind of funny that you would actually have to, like, really power creeper and make a really good unit. Now, I don't know, I see Spirit for Unohana. Now, for Yamamoto, the problem is I also see Spirit, and that's where it gets weird. Because are we going to immediately power creep Toshiro, like, very soon? And that's kind of where my problem lies. I don't know about you guys. I don't know, when I know there's only 4 typings, it makes me think, like, oh, should I just skip this unit, right? Because, like, if this unit's not going to be good in, like, I don't know, 2-3 months anyway, it's just going to kind of suck, right? Or not going to be good, but not going to be the best option, I guess is how I should frame it. So, definitely, they're going to have to cook, but I think Yamamoto could also be Spirit. If not, maybe Thrust, right? Maybe. It's just, it depends on what exactly Yamamoto is going to do. But since he revolves around fire powers, I just feel like Spirit makes the most sense. But they could definitely do some different things. They can. Now, then we move on to Shunsui and Jushiro. Now, Jushiro, honestly, I could easily see being Thrust. I don't know, I just feel like that could make a lot of sense. The problem is, Shunsui, like, with his dual wielding swords and all that, I don't know. To me, Strike makes the most amount of sense. Maybe we get another support, right? It's very possible, actually. I would just personally rather Shunsui be a full DPS. Like, I want Shunsui, Jushiro to be full DPSs. And you know, it does, to me, honestly, seeing Shunsui red, Jushiro yellow, just color-wise in my head makes sense. So I think that's very possible. But yeah, and then Mayuri, I mean, I didn't really talk about him because we already have him as Strike. And I think it makes sense. Strike is the most likely option because of the fact that Nemu exists and she's Strike. And also, I think he's going to be support. Very simply, he's just going to be support. And the main reason, there's two things. Soy Phone, to me, should be some type of like sub DPS for Yoruichi. Just logically, to me, that's kind of what I think makes a lot of sense. Have them both doing damage. And Mayuri doesn't necessarily need to be doing damage. And he's kind of like, you know, you could easily put him in a support debuffer role. And he could be very, very annoying. But yeah, definitely, I do hope they could kind of make kind of sub roles within the colors so that even if there is overlap, multiple DPSs and whatnot, it's not too power creepy. Of course, at some point, we need power creep, okay? I'm fine with power creep. It becomes very exciting, especially when it's on unhype units, right? But still, try not to make it too bad, right? Like, I don't want in 2 months, oh, suddenly, yeah, Yamamoto's in the game, fuck Toshiro, okay? We didn't need him, right? That would suck ass. So let's hope that doesn't happen, but definitely keep in the back of your mind. The Golden Captains could come at any moment. And there's a lot, right? Just in this image alone, it's kind of crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 captains that are pretty much all going to be SSRs. And I'm not going to lie. Oh my god. Yeah, I was saying this. I cannot wait for Nanao and also for Isane. Are we going to get the lieutenant? I forgot his name for Yamamoto. That's also going to be really sick, man. Yeah, the SRs you could get for these are also going to be really cool. Keep that in mind, right? Like, if you really like Nanao, maybe also, like, just keep that in mind because they're probably going to want to make... We're going to see more so with Gikku how her dupes are looking. I think Momo is a bit of a special case because only her A1 is needed, not future dupes. But, you know, it might be needed that you might need, I don't know, like some A6 like Rukia does to really make her, like, tremendous for Spirit. But we'll see how that ends up playing out. But definitely the possibilities for what we could get is looking really good. I think starting with Gin and Aizen is very smart. And then for future patches, easily I could see Mayuri, so like getting all the captains back to back wouldn't even be a problem, right? Maybe throw in a couple espadas in between it. I'm looking pretty good. So that's going to be it for me. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know which captain you personally are going to be most hype and definitely summoning on.